My favorite Hispanic dish is un casado. That's very typical of Costa Rica, which is like rice, beans, a steak, usually some sort of sauce, plátanos maduros, onions, and a fried egg on top.
It'd have to be a pan con bistec with a materva as a drink.
Arepas, Venezuelan arepas.
Pupusas. I'm Salvadorian, and that's just like the key thing.
Weirdest? Wow. I think I've had chicken feet in like an enchilada. So it goes with rice and it's like the red sauce and it's cooked chicken feet. It's really good, but seeing it go from like the chicken feet at Sedano's packaging to the food, I was really hesitant, but it's really good.
Mine would be pig's feet. My mom loves them. I absolutely hate them. I think they're gross and they are slimy, and I don't understand how she can eat them, but apparently they're really popular within our family.
Lengua, that's just gross. I don't know why we have to eat cow tongue. That's just disgusting to me.
Weirdest Hispanic food. So in Colombia, especially like in rural Colombia, there's these things called hormigas culonas. So ants with big butts. So they're just ants with larger than normal bodies, and they're usually either salty or covered in chocolate. And it sounds weird, but they're actually really good.
Salsa. Guacamole.
I like salsa verde more than anything.
I didn't know there was different types. I mean, in Venezuela, they do make this type of guacamole, and it's more liquid, and it's called aguasacaca. People make fun of the name a lot, but it's actually really good. You put it like on meat, on potatoes, on yuca.
Yes, just because my mom, for some reason, thinks it's the most amazing food on earth, so like I have to respect my mother and say it's great too.
Yes.
No.
It's whatever. I really don't have an opinion. I don't go often, but it's cheap, and if I'm craving beans, then yeah, let's go. Black beans.
Pinto.
In the area, actually right nearby, Ercilias does some of the best pupusas I've ever had. I think they're really, really good, and yeah, I love them.
I really like District Taco. There's not a lot of good Hispanic places that I've found to this day in this area, but District Taco definitely nails it.
It's all expensive. Pupusas, the cheapest pupusas.
I have encountered so many stereotypes, honestly. The biggest one that comes out is the feisty Latina, because as soon as I'm saying something that's honest or I'm not afraid to speak out against something, people say that I'm feisty, that I am fiery. I've heard the, you must be a good dancer because you're Latina. I am, but like don't assume it's because I'm Latina. I've heard that I must be good domestically, a great cook since I'm Latina, and I must keep my house clean. And I'm like, and if I don't, it's not because I'm Latina either way, it's just because I'm a human being. So I've heard a big array of them, but those are like the top ones that I seem to hear at least once a month.
I would say maybe having an attitude, I wouldn't necessarily say it's having an attitude, but we are taught to speak up for ourselves and to be heard and to make your voice heard, or at least I was. So, I mean, I think that, guess that translates to being feisty or being hot-blooded or something, but that one I guess can say is a little true.
I've encountered more from Hispanics that think that I'm introverted or that I'm quiet, and they're like, where's your feistiness? Like, why aren't you partying? And I'm just like, I'm just a calm person. Like, we're not all feisty. That's about it.
As soon as I start speaking and someone assumes that I'm Latina, so that's why I'm being opinionated, or I have a voice, or I'm speaking out for a cause or something, they just relate it to me being Latina.
I don't think I'm loud, but people think I scream a lot because I'm Hispanic. Maybe I'm just screaming because you're doing something stupid, and I have to correct you. Maybe that's just it.
So as a Latina, I think a common stereotype is that we're all Mexican, and in Miami, it's that we're all Cuban. And I'm neither, so I find that really offensive when I get asked, are you Mexican or are you Cuban? Because I'm neither. As a Colombian, I get asked a lot about cocaine, if my family worked with Pablo Escobar, and it's just hurtful because we were deeply personally affected by that in a very negative way.
I guess one of the things would be that they'll see Latinos as like troublemakers or something, because that's often what I've heard. Like if you go to school, they'll think of you almost like some teachers. Way back when I was going into like a school that was mainly teachers that were kind of more white or something, that then they kind of think of us like kind of see us almost like as if we would cause trouble or anything like that.
That I got to college from like affirmative action, that I've had an easy way to get into like a good university, American university, because I'm Hispanic and I've worked hard, and everything I've gained is because I do the work and I'm intelligent. So
that Latinos are uneducated or that they don't speak English. One that really bothered me growing up is that I would say, like my mom works in a hospital, and the immediate assumption is like, oh, she's a nurse, and I would have the pleasure of saying, no, she's the medical director. But the assumption that we're in, lower positions, that we can't do as much, is really bothersome to me, because we're just as successful as any other group.
For me and my family, I guess one of them is kind of my parents, and how they kind of like the treatment they kind of get, like as if they're dumb or something, that for not speaking English correctly, or they have like some sort of accent, and that's really painful.
I mean, growing up, it was difficult. I grew up in a very Caucasian neighborhood. There weren't a lot of Latinos around, so when people would kind of assume that, I was like on free lunch or something like that, there's nothing wrong with that, but it definitely bothered me that the automatic assumption was that I wasn't at the level that my friends were.
Yeah, I think it is pretty hurtful, because it's kind of like you kind of experience this almost every day. If it's not to you, it's like the community of Latinos, and it kind of is hurtful, especially if you're kind of worried about, if you have like a younger sibling, you're kind of worried about them and how they might feel with their life as well.
I like the dancing one. When someone really tries to come up to me and they're not matching the song that's going on or anything, and they're like, oye, mommy, do you want to dance? And I'm like, listen, Richard, I don't want to dance. I can dance by myself. He's like, you're Latina, you must dance. Well, I'm like, yeah, but I'm going to dance by myself here and doing it well. I don't need to have you assume that I'm going to go dance with you and teach you all the skills that I know.
I mean, some of the other ones I find funny. I find the, kind of hot-blooded Latina thing kind of funny, just because it's definitely not true across the board, but it's not necessarily entirely untrue in some cases.
I am feisty, but I am feisty because I am me. I'm not feisty because I'm a Latina. It's in my blood and that's about it. It's in my culture and that's about it. It'll affect my accent, but that doesn't mean I have to be feisty. I just like being it naturally.
I definitely hear them the most from white Americans, but I definitely hear them from African Americans as well. Coming to DC from where I'm from, I kind of encountered more African Americans making those assumptions toward me than I had previously, which was definitely different and kind of difficult to deal with.
it comes from just like my white peers who are like, so did you use affirmative action? How did you get into this top university? How are you paying for it? And I'm honest, like I worked hard, I do have a full scholarship, and I have nothing to be ashamed of for that, and yeah.
But it's mainly kind of like more if you're white, but it's not everyone that's white, but it's kind of mainly them.
Definitely white people.
Both African Americans and Caucasians. They seem to think that that's like the biggest stereotypes, which I was really shocked when I got up here and people who were black were telling me like, oh, feisty Latina, are falling into the same stereotypes that back home white people would tell me. Because I was just like, yo, we're both POCs. Like, I thought you would be a little more aware. But then again, that's me making an assumption that I guess shouldn't be made. And made me more cautious and worry about how I maneuver myself around other social circles.
I think each individual is different, and you can't just give one stereotype to a group and expect everyone to be the same. I'm a human being. I'm different. I'm unique. And I don't think I fall into any of the stereotypes. And even if I do, then I shouldn't even be ashamed of that.
When someone who's not Hispanic decides they want to talk in Spanish to me, and honestly, more often than not, it's their first encounter with me, I really hate that assumption that you need to speak to me in my native tongue, because why can't you assume that I speak English if I'm in the same area or community as you? Like, it's making a jump decision that they have to change into our culture when that's not the case. Like, we're perfectly capable of doing both.
Usually if it happens and I haven't engaged them in conversation, they just come up to me and start speaking Spanish. I get a little irritated because I don't like the idea that people assume just because I appear Latino that I speak Spanish. But if they're practicing, I mean, I don't really have a problem with it. I like when people make an effort to learn my language and want to practice with me, but there's a certain context in which that's okay, and like coming up to me randomly on the street or at a bar is not the place to do it.
I don't like it actually at all. Like, don't speak Spanish to me, especially even if you're my close friend. Like, it still like bothers me, and I prefer you to speak English because I speak English. And unless you want to practice and we've agreed, don't do it.
I respect the fact that non-Hispanics try to speak Spanish to me. I find it as a sign of respect overall that they're making the effort, because a lot of people won't make that effort with you worldwide. So as long as they're trying and they're not making fun of me or my way in speaking Spanish, then I like it.
Unfortunately, it does happen in a way that it's meant as a joke, or I can tell that people think that it's a funny thing, and I find it irritating.
I mean, on one hand, I kind of like that other people are kind of experiencing other languages and stuff like that, because I feel like it's kind of something that I find grateful that some people are actually trying to learn other languages, to like learn another culture or try to communicate to other people. But at the same time, if they just did it like on the spot or something like that, it might kind of feel like as if like a stereotype that you don't really know English. So I'm kind of in contrast with most of them.
I think there is obviously a larger Hispanic population here, so I do feel like I have more liberation to speak in Spanish, to venture out and learn more about my culture, specifically my Salvadorian culture, because back in Kentucky it was just Mexicans basically, and here there's a large Salvadorian population, so I can explore more, and I do feel I don't have to like whitewash myself sometimes to fit in.
I definitely think I'm most proud of my culture. I'm Costa Rican, so there really aren't a lot of us in the United States. When I find another one, I get really excited, and I think that it's just really nice to be able to bring a culture and like an attitude and a way of life that you don't see often in the United States, that I really love. I live and breathe Pura Vida to my core, so I really appreciate being able to bring that to other people.
Well, specifically, I'm so proud of being a Cuban American. That's like my pride point. And when it comes to, in general, just being Hispanic, it's the vibrancy of our culture. Like, I love saying that when you're looking at someone who's Hispanic, if they're just culturally attuned, you see things in HD compared to day-to-day life, because we have so many things that enrich our culture day-to-day, and it affects how we see the world. So I like that outlook, and I'm so proud of that.
My culture, being able to speak about Spanish and knowing an indigenous language of my culture.
Learning how to not get mad and rather educate, by explaining my heritage, by explaining the situation in Colombia, people realize the gravity of both situations, or the importance of both situations, and they kind of stop making comments like that and become more aware and more educated.
Our history and our like work ethic. I've never met a lazy Hispanic. I've never met somebody who doesn't have goals, and I think we're a hardworking population that wants to continue moving forward, especially in the U.S. with the American dream.
I guess is trying to like be open and to learn other cultures, like other languages, and also trying to like work hard to help out my family and try to go to college even throughout these challenges.
It's about having two cultures. Well, for me, three, because my parents are two different nationalities, so it's two different cultures, honestly. It's being able to have all these cultures within me, being able to balance them and respect them all and honor them all in their own way. Being able to speak two languages has helped me throughout life in so many ways.
I love bachata, but I'm definitely a lot better at merengue. It's two steps, so I can't really mess it up.
Salsa. 100% salsa.
Bachata.
Salsa.
What makes me feel sexy? Heels. Like very nice, tall heels.
Being confident and just being myself. Like, if I can joke around and have a good time and just own my own space, I'll feel like I'm 100 out of 100 on fire that day.
For me, it's confidence mostly, but if I had to pick like a material thing, like I can't not feel sexy when I'm wearing red lipstick. I love it.
I'm sexy naturally, so just my smile, my presence.
I don't know. That's I guess changes per person, but you know, I'm sure some of that hot-bloodedness comes out there.
Good, I guess. I mean, I don't think it's about being Hispanic. I think it's all about the guy and what he knows.
That's a little private, but we perform. We perform.
Well, I'm great, so I think we're all great. I think if you put your back into it, then you'll be fine.